just as so many people in our culture and a culture at large defends against a recognition of the scope and urgency of the global threats we face, so too each of us can use our psychological tricks and spiritual practice to hide from those. But there does seem to be an inherent dynamic in these practices, that they do cultivate sensitivity, they do cultivate compassion and openness. And my sense, from my own experience and from watching a large number of people, is that over time people become more impelled to recognize these problems and to contribute. There's a reason that service is one of the practices in each and every one of the major spiritual traditions. In fact, one can think of it as both a practice and the culmination of practice, because every single spiritual tradition of the great religions emphasizes that we don't do these practices for ourselves alone. If we think we're doing it for ourselves alone, that becomes, first it's just a reinforcement of our egoic identity and separation, but also these practices inherently open us and develop capacities that almost impel us to recognize our interconnection and the fact that our well-being is intimately tied to the well-being of others, and make us more sensitive to suffering. Sometimes that's painful,
Yes.
but it's also ultimately very wonderful, very hopeful.
Yes.